Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Suicide Squad, the Joker. This is more the boss Joker, Joker with his silver jacket and red shirt. And he comes with a pair of arms. Yes, I know, Spot promised that he was going to get himself a waist going, but I just figured I had a look at the other Joker. Why not put this Joker as the next video review? We'll do some comparisons. Includes snap-on or special add-on piece included, and again that appears to be 2 arms for Killer Croc. A story will ensue. Down below there's an image there of Jared Leto's Joker, not as insane as the package art that we had down below on the previous look at Joker. But it says build the ultimate Croc. It says the ultimate Croc. Doesn't say build Killer Croc, build the ultimate Croc. I guess they didn't want to put killer down there. Spin around the back of the package, again indicated build the ultimate Croc. Now on the back here, this is a good indication of what Spot had mentioned in the previous review. This Killer Croc features the hooded top, the hands, and the sleeved arms. Now those specific figures are paired up with the 2 variant Harley Quinns and the Joker. As you can see here, 3 being the torso piece comes with this Harley Quinn, which I think was just a variation of perhaps her bat, or she came with a hammer or something like that. Then you had dress up. It was dress up, sounds like Barbie. Dress up Harley Quinn with the dress going on there. She came with the variation of the hands. And then this Joker here, the one that we are looking at, comes with a variation on the sleeves. So if you want a hooded Killer Croc, you'd have to get the variant figures as well, above and beyond just the regular released figures that we had to look at. And it's funny as well that none of the figures here, I guess they've omitted like Deadshot, and they've omitted a couple other characters, and Batman especially, because that doesn't fall under the variant release or the variant display of Killer Croc. Spot, by the way, picked up this at Toys R Us. I was able to get all the other ones at Entertainment Earth, but this was the only figure. And up to the point that I was shooting this review and when I ordered the other ones from Entertainment Earth, I thought this was going to be the only figure I was going to review until I found the other ones. So this was the first figure, but ultimately we are looking at this figure as the third figure in this video series. That being said, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up. And when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Boss Joker. It doesn't really say that. It says Suicide Squad Joker, but probably just going to call it Boss Joker. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Now that we have Joker out of packaging, let's get a look at the Build-A-Figure accessories. And once again, Spot has to disappoint everybody by the fact that these are accessories that we're not going to include with the aforementioned Killer Croc. There's the torso we have right there. As you can see, it's bare-chested Killer Croc. So by adding these sleeves to it, it's going to make absolutely no sense whatsoever. So we're going to leave these off. I know, Spot's disappointing the masses. We're going to leave these off for the time being, and we're going to eventually get the unsleeved arms, and then they're going to go onto this torso. Just keep it consistent. I still wanted to have a look at this Joker because it's a really great Joker. Don't like, though, the variants as they are dictating how you want to build Killer Croc. I think I would have preferred just a hooded version of Killer Croc, not the bare-chested Killer Croc. That's just me, and I wish that they had made all those figures available, immediately, and not having to scope out variants. At any rate, we'll put those just to the side. Joker comes with a couple of other accessories. Might I also add extremely warped. Look at this poor knife. How are you gonna intimidate anybody with a knife that sad and pathetic? Look at it. It is also painted all in purple. I'm gonna have to take some hot water and bend that back into place. Apparently Joker also bought this in China, or it was made in China. A switchblade like this, to do it justice, some paint certainly would have been appreciated, and not having it warped. At any rate, we'll put that to the side. Joker also comes with a pistol, also made in China. The pistol at least has some inclusion of gold and some inclusion of white to it to break it up, so it's not just one purple cast pistol. You can go ahead and put it in his hand. Both hands would accommodate it, although one hand does have a trigger finger, so we might as well make use of that. We'll just bend the fingers ever so slightly, get the pistol in place, And there you've got Joker holding the pistol. While we're at it, you know what? Let's add the pathetic knife too. Poor pathetic knife. It's not going to cut anything. I guess it will. Joker will just have to make sure he's angling it. Kind of like more like he wants to do some scrapbook work. You could use that much easier, I'm sure, as a cutting tool. There are his accessories. Let's go ahead and take these out of his hand. Straighten out the figure, make him look a little prim and proper. And while we're also at it, let's compare him to the other Joker that we already had a look at. From head to toe, most of the figure is new. The torso, I have reason to believe, is the exact same, other than the fact that they put a new jacket over top of it. If you could, or wanted to, you could remove the jacket, being that it's just additional rubber that's been added over top of the torso. But keep in mind, yeah, the sleeves are going to still be silver. The faces are also drastically different. This one has a lot more paint. Not even just the fact that his face, he's smiling, but also the fact that his black eyes are much darker than this other Joker right here. It's a nice difference because they could have easily just given us smiling faces for both Jokers, but instead they opted to give different head sculpts for different releases. And even though I have not tried, I'm sure easily you could take one head off and swap it over to the other if you wanted to have a more sterner looking Joker on this body and vice versa. This particular Joker, as you can see, has a very shiny silver jacket with the red shirt underneath there. He's got black slacks, nothing too interesting about the slacks, and he's got very neutral looking shoes. I'm sure the lower torso has been used by other Mattel releases. Probably countless releases. But the jacket perhaps is a new sculpt. The sleeves could be also carryovers from previous released figures. They just simply have painted it. I might also add this really nice silver. That silver is super cool. Now it's got some of the, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the plastic has a little bit of a spiraling to it. That's prevalent, I've noticed, on some other figures that use like this metallic coloring, which I believe is not so much painted, perhaps, as that's the plastic that they used. He still has the darker, slicked green paint added, giving his face and, or I should say his hair, a wet look. Still has the damaged tattoo on the sides. He also has the same laughing, which I can't even get it up to his face here. He still has the same laughing tattoo, smiling tattoo on his wrist. Again, getting it up to his face, not so easy. Joker's articulation, he does have a ball joint in the head. Everything you saw with the other Joker, same would be on this Joker as well. Hinges on the arms, rotation on the bicep, bend at the elbow, rotation on the wrist, a crunch on the torso. It's a little bit more hindered because he's got the jacket over top of it. A swiveled waist, forward and back and out legs, swiveled on the thigh cut, mid or lower cut on the thigh, a hinge on the knee, and a hinge on the foot. Something I mentioned also with the other Joker too, I could probably say here too, it's not dead on a likeness of Jared Leto's Joker. You kind of look at it, you know it's Joker from Suicide Squad, perhaps chalking it up to the tattoos, the outfit that he wears, and just like the style of face. But it doesn't really scream Jared Leto Joker. But again, like a lot of the movie releases from Mattel, it's on par with the kind of stuff that you normally would get. For that reason, I don't think it's a terrible figure, nor did I really think the other Joker was a terrible figure. It's just a good figure if you want a retail release of him. Of course, you know, if you can get yourself like a DC Collectibles release of this guy eventually, or some of the statues that DC Collectibles have planned, those are going to be much far superior figures, but again, they're going to be a little bit more expensive as well. Spot did not pick this up at Entertainment Earth. I picked up the other figures at Entertainment Earth. Luckily, I found this guy at Toys R Us. I don't know if I would say which figure I like more, you know, looking at both Jokers here. I feel like I kind of like this Joker just a little bit more than this one, even though this one has a pretty cool face sculpt. Maybe I might even, I don't know, I might maybe consider reversing the faces and see how different it looks with the two different figures, but not bad figures as a whole. Today's Toy Spot, we are continuing our looks at the Mattel DC Universe, Multiverse. This was I keep wanting to say Universe, then Multiverse. DC Multiverse, Suicide Squad. We're just going to call this one Boss Joker. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. Of course, we're going to continue on. I haven't forgotten. Killer Croc will eventually get some sort of limbs at some point. Stay tuned for those videos, as you always do, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.